perception that Pat McAfee gets held to a different standard by the rest of ESPN's talent, claiming McAfee gets to play by a different set of rules than his colleagues coming up. Here's the deal now. See, McAfee's the enemy at ESPN, not among Patero and Burke Magnus and the rest of the suits. No. He is the enemy of the ESPNers that are African American that are siding with Stephen A. Smith. True story. I've been told that by him. He knows that. We all know that. I've been told he's the enemy of the African. He's told me he is the enemy of most of the talent.
Hear that right there? Yeah. The civil war behind the scenes that's happening at ESPN right now. Now, as Dan Dockich was talking through that, if you followed him, where he took you was a couple of different places. First, from Jimmy Pitaro's lens of, hey, Pat McAfee has a different set of rules. Different set of rules because he has a different setup than anybody else at ESPN, being licensed out. But more importantly than that is what comes from him being licensed out and being a partner, not an employee. Always remember, as we all know, incentives shape behavior. So people say a lot of stuff. Every locker room we've been in, every weight room we've been in, got all them damn same words of dedication, desire, discipline, timeliness, focus. Yeah, coach, I hear you. But what you reward now here? Because that's what I'm about to do. You know what I mean? I got me, and I know you have your set of rules that are being enforced. Not projected, not professed, but actually enforced. So at ESPN, there's a few things happening right now because of these incentives that shape behavior. The first thing is, let's just be real. Pat McAfee knows how he's being treated. Stephen A. Smith knows how he's being treated, in part because he talks about and professes, hey, my deal is up and I'm number one, so I should be paid number one. So imagine a person who says that to the national airways, worldwide leader on the air. What are they saying in private? So directly, be real, if we look at the population of all those who are on the campus of ESPN or connected to ESPN, especially when it comes to Pat McAfee and Stephen A. Smith, they're hearing it directly from these guys. Oh, I know. I've been there. Somebody is hearing it straight from Stephen A. Smith. Hey, dog, I'm trying to get what he got, trying to overtake him. And Pat McAfee is hearing that and saying, look, man, something is going on over here where I ain't getting exactly what I want. And the resistance is coming from Stephen A. Smith. That's part of it. Now, Dan took you in those two different directions. What were those two different directions? Dan said, yeah, the African-American cats at ESPN don't like him. Then he stuttered over it and said, no. I heard it from Pat McAfee himself, that most of the talent. Then you start getting into, okay, I get it. When you say most, and then you start looking, especially when we're talking about the NBA coverage, which we're going to get to, you're talking about African Americans. So let's just make sure we make that difference, because this is how cats get caught up, you know? They be talking about, oh, yeah, I heard it from him. He said this, but really he said something else that you expounded to taking to a different place. So I had to clarify that. So there's this direct Stephen A. Smith saying what he's saying, Pat McAfee saying what he's saying to maybe sometimes the same person, but definitely to two different groups. Then there's the implicit. Oh, I see how they acting up here. I see how the bosses is treating Stephen A. Smith, and I see how the bosses are treating Pat McAfee. All right, let me make a choice, because I can imply that this is happening, so let me move accordingly. You been there before? Like, oh, my execs are tripping. Okay. Because most people there are lower than Pat McAfee and Stephen A. Smith, the Daily Cats. Oh, they tripping. Even though they ain't in the same building most of the time, if any of the time. Okay. I know which way to move. And then it gets to, I use you to choose for me, the implicit. Which means, hey, it looks like Pat McAfee runs this university, runs this school, but Stephen A. Smith's the big man on campus. Why do I say that? Because if you, New York, sometimes LA, but point being, you're going to see Stephen A. Smith a little more than you're going to see Pat McAfee, Indianapolis, and then on the road doing College Game Day. So who's walking these walls, walking between these walls? Who's walking these streets on this campus? Stephen A. Smith, big man on campus. We ain't done. There's more to this one. Let's go.
He is. He's making more money. He's more popular. He's looser. Of course he's the enemy. He put out the other day, McAfee did, that, hey, anybody know any good NBA talent to come on his show? Now, the list of talent for the NBA is this freaking loud. And McAfee is out there soliciting people to come on and talk NBA. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's amazing to me. You know, it really is. It's amazing to me. He's the enemy of the other talent at ESPN. He is. I mean, you can criticize me or whatever you want, mad, glad, angry, or sad, but all you got to do is pay attention, and I do because I really, really, really like Pat. I like Pat personally. I like Pat professionally. I like his mom and dad. I like the whole McAfee thing. I do. But he's the sworn enemy of the other talent. Patero knows it.
Okay. Now, y'all caught. We lost the racial element. Just wanted to clarify that because this is not to make this situation worse. It's to explain the situation from experience.
But here's why Pat McAfee's the most influential. During ESPN's recent media day, you're going to see it right here in Bristol, communications boss Josh Kurlowitz asked chairman Jimmy Patero what keeps him up at night. To my surprise, Patero did not immediately cite the erosion of cable TV's bundle that made ESPN the most powerful player in sports media. Instead, Patero called out the challenge of resonating with younger viewers distracted by Netflix and social media. Now, it's kind of the same thing if you really look at it. It is kind of the same thing. People are saying, wait a second, I get my entertainment elsewhere, but it's the young people. See, look, guys sitting there yelling at each other, like Stephen A. Smith and a pack of idiots do, doesn't really resonate.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? ESPN research shows that Pat McAfee's impact on younger viewers has been staggering, said Patero, and very helpful to the overall brand. He's absolutely right. I mean, Pat McAfee has morphed himself into a superstar.
Yes, he has. Now, why is he a superstar? The Independent certainly shouts it out. The partnership shouts it out. More importantly, the demographic he's able to get retention with, that younger demo, which is a struggle for a lot of people in mainstream media, sports media in particular. Why? Because these youngsters, man, my son, Minecraft all day. Cats are not watching TV to watch the games. They watching their phone, and then they're like, oh, the game on? Fantasy, right? They just all caught up in social. They caught up in their own games. They're caught up in their shows. You don't believe me? How many times do you see kids walk up to you saying, Mama, is it 8 o'clock yet? Can you turn on NBC? That's how we were growing up. I grew up on all of the network channels and their programming shows. Got home, first thing I had to see, let me catch some Transformers. Then, oh, man, He-Man. Then let me go from there. Oh, no, don't you play with me, man. Oh, I got to go to practice. Damn it. All right. Dukes of Hazzard coming on it? No. That's the rerun. Come on early. Okay. Then you get back. You catch that prime time. Catch the Cosby Show. You know what I mean? Come on, man. The kids, now what? Kids be in the backseat of a car on their way to a game checking out Blippi. They ain't tripping. It's a different animal. You know what else is a different animal? How you get paid. Stephen A. Smith is talking about his money a year before he gets his money because he wants his money. Some would say, oh, man, that's a confident dude. Some would say that's an arrogant dude. Some would say that's foolish. Point being, he's in a position where he thinks it's necessary to not only go out there and talk about his money, but set up shop, do his own production, studio, etc., and get that in partnership with ESPN. Trying to catch up to McAfee in that respect. And he's doing it. Some saying he out there pleading, some saying he's begging. Whatever he's doing, doesn't matter what we label it. He's doing it out of necessity. Ryan Clark did it. Ryan Clark had to go public with his contract. Remember that? Ryan Clark ain't the first one to do it. Ryan Clark was saying, look, man, I'm worth this. They over here offering that. What's this? Him and David Mulugeta as his contract negotiator. Oh, he ain't the first. Remember Shannon Sharp? Remember all those leaks with Shannon Sharp that were going racial, that were going viral about Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp? Shannon Sharp is popular, if not more popular. Now we learned it was really Shannon Sharp carrying Skip Bayless, certainly in the last few years or last few years of their relationship. Oh, he ain't getting paid what Skip getting paid? He getting paid half of what Skip getting paid? Why he only getting paid half? Maybe it's racial. I know for a fact that those leaks were coming from inside, and those leaks were frowned upon by the executives because they were like, that ain't the reason. The real reason was Skip vouched for Shannon, got Shannon on, so always your value going to be lesser than the guy who we paid to start this whole damn network. That's what they were looking at. Bad bet. Bad bet. So you're seeing it. It's a different industry right now. It's a different industry where, one, we got a pioneer in terms of licensing out to a major network. That's great. And now we got other cats like Stephen A. Smith who are going to try and take that to the next level if all things go well. But going back to people picking sides, because you got to think about it. Damn, why are they picking sides? Like, why don't you just pick both sides and you get double the money, right? If you picking Stephen A. Smith's side, you're going to get alienated by Mcafee and vice versa. Why don't you just play I'm good game for any of them? Because remember, directly, they are talking about this to other cats. And you've been on a team before where Captain, man, Coach tripping, he ain't giving me no reps. And that's your homeboy. And then the other cat who getting the reps, you cool with, but he ain't your homeboy. Guess what y'all stop doing? When you walking in the lunchroom looking for somewhere to sit, and you see him over there, the dude who getting the reps, that ain't the homie. You go sit with the homie. Now you're sitting with the backup. See how it goes? Then coach walks through. He sees the alliances. He sees the allegiances. He ain't stupid. I'm a coach. I see it all the time. Who hang with who? Then all of a sudden, he the quarterback. He hang with him. Why he getting the ball all the time? That fool ain't open. Why you getting all these reps? Why he always on your show? That boy ain't that good. How good is he? Pat McAfee wants to tell y'all, I need an NBA expert for the program. I love when he says that. Not every day, just someone to FaceTime periodically through the season. That's the thing. This is not a heavy lift. Pat McAfee knows ain't nobody flying out to my studio. I ain't in LA. I ain't in New York like that. Just grab your phone, boy. After you leave the bathroom, before you go get something to eat, boy, just walk by, stop somewhere in the desk, hit it. You can't do that. I will pay because I pay everybody for their contributions to our show. They ain't get their attention? Obviously, when licensing our show through ESPN, he flexing. This is a diss track, y'all. We thought it'd be easy to get NBA folks from the ESPN roster. That has not been the case. The ESPN NBA crew has been rather impossible to work with due to their daily scheduling during season. Now, I think that last part, due to their I think that was him like, I got to keep this a sneak diss, even though I'm starting to name some names, or at least some groups. Afternoons are tough for the entire group. So which ex-NBA players do you think will be a great representative of the association on our dumbass show? Thanks again. Cheers. And as we go down, he found one of the few clips where you can find a white man out there shooting. In a movie, right? White man can jump. I thought he could go there, but he didn't. You catch what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? That was a sneak diss. That was Drake to Kendrick, Kendrick to Drake before Kendrick went there. And everybody like, damn, dog, it's so many cats that work there. Why you can't find one? Look at this list. I ain't going to name these names because I don't even see Kendrick Perkins on this list. That's a miss. But look at all these names. God dang, I ain't at the bottom yet. Look at it. Y'all ain't got FaceTime? Huh? Y'all ain't got no Yeezy in the Serato? None of y'all? What the funk? If you Pat McAfee, you're like, what the hell? And I just told you what the hell. What the hell is the fact that they are actually, and there's been conversations behind the scenes that have gotten heated between Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee. And I'm not going to put that up and go too far on that because they made amends. But the point is, they went there. I worked 15 some years. I only had 2 incidents ever where I had to sit down. And one was with Michelle Beadle and one was with Carrie Champion. Anything in common? And it wasn't my fault. They just was hot 100. And sometimes that happens. They get a little emotional. And they got emotional. I was about to swing on Max one time, but nah, he was going to swing first. I was like, nah, that's it. Point being, there's something brewing here, and I think Stephen A. Smith's contract is certainly stirring this pot because his desire to leapfrog the guy who just got there, who got more than him, is certainly at the frontal cortex of his brain. So we'll see how this all plays out, because you're asking someone to give you a virtual interview and you're met with this much resistance, and then you start to see, okay, these cats don't fool me. That's a lot of cats. And if I look at that group, a lot of black people, but I ain't gonna say all the black people, because there's some white guys who ain't FaceTiming either. Remember Kendrick Perkins went on his show one time, right? Was it one time? Then I was like, wonder how that happens. How you go on somebody? Was it that bad an experience? You go on the show one time and then don't go. Come on, y'all. Ain't nobody making this stuff up. So y'all need to just go ahead and figure it out. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this whole situation, how it's going to play out. Yeah, let's get our Miss Cleo on. Tell me how you think this is going to play out, because I don't know. But I know that contract is going to mean a lot. And make sure you guys log on to projecttransition.org. Help us educate and empower these itty bitties out there. Make sure that they know that they're properly supported, and make sure that they're greater than their greatest excuse. That's the goal, to have everybody walking around as a gym member or as a participant in our foundation, knowing that they have to be greater than their greatest excuse. So make sure y'all show some love, like and subscribe to the channel and have some fun. And I got to give y'all my rap. I'm changing the format up, right? Because I be getting stuck on them raps sometimes. But this one takes me back to Ice Cube. Yeah, y'all remember this one? Now ask yourself, who's the Mac? Who's the Mac? Is it some brother in a big hat? Go. What's up, y'all? It's Marcellus Wiley, founder of Project Transition and proud gym member. I'm excited to share with you an opportunity that will support our kids on their mission to making their dreams a reality. At Project Transition, we believe that real change comes from consistent action and support. That's why we invite you to join our powerful gym membership program that is making a difference every single day. As a gym partner, by giving every month, you'll fuel our mission by providing monthly support that turns into real empowerment and education for underserved youth. Your commitment reduces school dropouts, nurtures communities, and funds impactful programs like the Rising Stars Academy that we share. Together, we can turn potential into prosperity. Join the group of community champions driving change. Your contributions will help aid success by providing essential educational resources, building critical life skills, and fostering community strength. There's no better feeling than knowing your support will ignite hope, foster dreams, and empower the next generation. Join us today and be a part of transformative change. Help our youth become greater than their greatest excuse. Become a gym partner. Thank you.